Hello, children. Welcome back. Today we are here with a new chapter. The name of the chapter is Communicable Diseases. Now, let us first understand the meaning of diseases. Disease is made up of two words, dis and ease. Dis-ease means with or without comfort, means when a person is not in comfort, then we call that state as disease. All the diseases are grouped into two categories. These are communicable and non-communicable diseases. Now let us first understand communicable diseases. So what are communicable diseases? The diseases which are transferred from an infected person to a healthy person by physical contact. Means the disease which can be transferred or which can spread from one person to another person, that is communicable. The examples are influenza, measles, malaria, and you can now very well know one example of this, that is coronavirus as well. And the diseases which do not spread from an infected person to a healthy person on the basis of physical contact are known as non-communicable diseases. Now, how are these communicable diseases caused? Means how they are spread from one person to another person. So, basically what happens is that the germs, they enter the body by direct physical contact with an infected person, like when we shake hands, okay, in that case, or if we use the articles of the infected person. Now what are the articles of the infected person? Like the utensils or the towel or soap used by an infected person, through infected food and water, and through insects. Now what are these insects? These insects like mosquitoes, housefly, these also spread a lot of communicable diseases. In this, first of all, we'll understand about the diseases which are spread by mosquitoes. Mosquitoes, they spread diseases like dengue, malaria, etc. Now, let us first understand what is the body structure of a mosquito, or how does a mosquito look like. So, mosquito, basically it spreads malaria, and it has three basic parts. Now what are these three basic parts? Head, thorax, and abdomen. And what happens in this case, that it has the head, it consists of eyes, then it is having antenna to sense, and then mouth parts are there, and these mouth parts, which is called the palpus, and a long sucking tube. Now what is the purpose of this? It helps it to suck blood from the human being. Okay, now this is how a mosquito looks like. You can see the typical body structure. You can see antenna also visible from here. Now the average lifespan of a mosquito is less than 2 months. The males, they usually live for 10 days or less, and the females, they can live around 6 to 8 weeks under ideal conditions. Now let us discuss in detail about how malaria is caused. So malaria is caused by the bite of Anopheles mosquito. So what happens when a mosquito bites a person with malaria? Suppose there is a person who is having malaria, and now there is a mosquito who bites that person. So what happens when the mosquito bites the person? What happens? It sucks the germs along with the blood. And now these germs which are being sucked by the mosquito, they grow in the body of mosquito in 7 to 10 days. Okay, and this period of time, this 7 to days period of time, is known as the incubation period. Okay, now when these mosquitoes, what happens after this, mosquitoes, they bite a healthy person, then the germs from inside the body of mosquito, they get transferred to the bloodstream of that person. So this is how malaria is spreads. Okay, from an infected person, the mosquito sucks blood, and then after that, in 7 to 10 days period time, those germs, they grow inside the body of mosquito. And after that, when the same mosquito bites a healthy person, then it transfers those germs into the bloodstream of the another person. Okay, in this way it spreads malaria from one infected person to a healthy individual. Now what are the control measures of malaria, or how we can prevent it? So for that, what should we do? Water, it should not be allowed to collect near the house. Okay, the stagnant water, it serves as a breeding ground of mosquito. Like in the water pots, the water must be changed from time to time. In the container of water container of your pets, you need to change the water from time to time. The basic concept lies behind the fact that we must not let water stand in something. Okay. Then mosquito nets is also used at some places. Okay, and what we can do, we can wear long trousers and shirts with sleeves, which reduce the chances of getting infected. And there are some insecticides like DDT. We can spray it in and around the house. And anti-malaria drugs like chloroquine can be used. And that infected person, it should be kept in isolation. Now, what is the purpose of keeping that person in isolation is that so that the mosquito cannot bite that person and cannot transfer the germs to a healthy individual. Next in this category are the diseases spread by houseflies. So, as malaria being an insect, it spreads diseases like malaria and dengue. Similarly, housefly also spread a number of diseases. Okay, the difference being that the mosquito bite a person, but houseflies, they do not bite the person. Okay, so what they do, they are just the carrier of bacteria, virus, protozoa, and worms. What happens? They lay their eggs on garbage, feces, and other dirty places. Okay, and on this process, what happens, the germs, they stick to their body parts, and when they sit on any food item, so in this way, what are they doing? They're just carrying the germs from the dirty materials or dirty particle to the food items. Okay, so for that, what we need to do, we need to cover the food items. That is why we are being suggested that we should not eat uncovered food, because it might carry germs. Okay, some of the dangerous diseases that the houseflies can cause are cholera, typhoid, and diarrhea. Next one, this is how a housefly looks like. Every one of you must have seen it. Next one is a disease called dysentery. Now, what happens? Dysentery is a condition which means a continuous loss of water and minerals from the body. In the case of children, it needs the immediate attention of doctor. Okay, so what happens in this case? The patient, if he feels mild abdominal or severe pain, okay, cramps, and passing of stool. If that remains untreated, it can be dangerous, especially if it cannot replace the loss of fluid. Now, how these loss of fluids can be replaced? It can be replaced with the help of a solution which is known as ORS. As you can see, the full form of ORS is that oral rehydration solution. It is given at regular intervals of time, and we can prepare it easily, very easily at home. How? For that, what we need 6 teaspoons of sugar, half teaspoon of salt, and 1 liter of boiled water. Now we'll have to mix all these ingredients into water and stir well, and then give it to the patient at regular intervals. So, and after that, if the patient still feels the same symptoms, then he must be taken to the doctor. Now, next, diseases which are caused by microorganisms. Let us first understand what microorganisms are. Microorganisms, they are commonly called germs, bugs, microbes. Micro means which is very minute, and organisms mean living things. So these are the living beings which cannot be seen through the naked eye. These include the bacteria, fungi, protozoa, viruses, etc. Now let us understand one by one what are the diseases caused by different yeah. So diseases caused by virus. So virus causes diseases like flu, influenza, common cold, measles, and similarly nowadays one of this is common, coronavirus. Okay, that is also being caused by COVID, is also being caused by a virus only. Then bacteria, cholera and tuberculosis. Protozoa spreads malaria, sleeping sickness, dysentery. Then we have diseases caused by fungi, athletes, food ringworm, etc. Now let us understand in common that what are the diseases which are caused with through infected food and water. Like cholera, typhoid, jaundice, these are the diseases which are mainly spread or which are mainly caused with the because of the contaminated food and water. Flies, cockroaches, they may sit on these on dirty places, and then they may sit on the food items or water, and then they can pollute it, they can make it dirty or cover it with germs, and hence will cause diseases. So when a healthy person consumes this food, they fall ill. So it is always necessary to cover the food and drink only filtered water. Now, what are the diseases that are caused through air? If I will be asking this question, the immediate answer now you will be giving me is coronavirus, right? COVID. So when a person, he is suffering from common cold, cough, chickenpox, influenza, scarlet fever. So in this case, what happens if he or she sneezes? Okay, so cough or laugh, then what happens? The germs, they spread in the air. And when a healthy person will breathe in the same air, then he or she also gets infected. So this is the pattern how the coronavirus is spreading from one person to the another. Because when that person with the virus sneezes or cough, then the virus, the germs, they spread in the air, and then if the healthy individual inhales that air, he may get the same disease. Now let us understand about how we can prevent the different communicable diseases. As we have seen that the communicable diseases, they mainly spread through direct physical contact. So we need to avoid their direct physical contact. Okay, we should not use their articles like towels, hair comb, etc. And if there is a airborne disease, then that patient must be suggested or prevented that suffering from disease, he should cover his mouth when he coughs or sneezes and avoid spitting in the public places. Second one, what we can do, we can keep the surroundings clean. We must always keep the surrounding clean. We should not let the stagnant water stand out. Why? Because it may serve as a place of breeding ground for mosquitoes, and hence it may lead to the spread of malaria. Keep the garbage covered so that houseflies may not sit on it and may not spread germs. Always keep the food covered, and avoid having the street food. Always drink filtered water. Maintain personal hygiene. What is the meaning of personal hygiene? Personal hygiene means we must always take care of our body. We must wash our body thoroughly, and we should make ourselves clean. Keep ourselves clean. You must trim your nails, as dirt under the nails, they may contain germs again, and then they can be transferred while eating or cooking food. Vaccination is also a way in which the diseases can be prevented. And we must do exercise and rest, both are very important. Then at last, one of the thing important is eat balanced diet. Now what is balanced diet? We have already discussed about balanced diet. Balanced diet means a diet which contains all the nutrients in the adequate amount. So there is one more sentence I would like to conclude here, that prevention is better than cure. We all have heard it. So if we take care of ourselves and keep our surroundings clean, we'll always stay healthy. That's all for the day, children. Thank you. Have a very good day ahead.